It's all glitter and sparkle on the street. Titan is obviously part of that party as well, 1.5% up. It just swiftly moves higher and higher. Now we're looking levels of 1100 plus on this stock. We're still in conversation with Sudeep Bandopadhyay, Ashwini Gujral and Mitesh Thakkar are also with us. Mitesh, I was talking to you about some of these, big boys that have moved like a dream. Titan can be added to that list. So again, next levels on this one.
Yeah, I think, some of the stocks have really surprised, and Titan recently corrected from levels of 1120 to about 1090. Very smaller correction compared to what the index and other stocks went through. So I think 30-point curve formation has taken place. That should give you a first target of 1150 to begin with. But if you look at the slightly longer term charts, 1200 is the logical target.
Okay, 1200 is the logical target on Titan. Was stunning move. Ashwini, your thoughts on Kotak Mahindra Bank? That's been a big mover today. The bank Nifty is, but Kotak's moving even higher now.
Private banks as a group are moving very strongly, so it's not surprising even Kotak is doing that. So my sense is that a fresh leg has started, and chances are a lot of people who missed out last time are now jumping on the bandwagon, and this current rally could be even more ferocious than the one we had 3 or 4 days ago.
Yeah.
So I think Bank Nifty should have more upside.
Oh yeah, it looks like, for starters, tomorrow the Bank Nifty should, in all probability, start at a new all-time high. We are going to close at somewhere around 29,900. Okay, say 29,900. I'm taking into account the averaging of last 30 minutes. So obviously that's going to help. But it will be within 100 points of new high. 11,492 on the Nifty, and that's also doing some big volumes across the board on the Nifty stocks. In fact, today's cash market volume is very high. We have 31,800 crores on the NSE cash market. You have 2,500 crores on the BSE cash market as well. So cash market volumes extremely high. And if you take a look at some of the big movers in today's trade, in terms of volume, Reliance, of course, would be the top volume stock today. 1,260 crores of turnover on Reliance. So expect perhaps 500, 600 crores of delivery buying in Reliance, around 300 crores in HDFC Bank, looking quite good. Sudeep, TCS, your thoughts on the stock? It's sulking a bit in a strong market.
I think, Anuj, there were a lot of reports coming out talking about a little bit of pressure on BFSI business, in particular for the leading IT companies. Now, as we know, BFSI continues to remain the largest segment. And if there is a pressure on the BFSI segment, obviously IT will get impacted. Also, one has to remember that rupee hasn't done anything great in terms of depreciation. In fact, rupee has appreciated quite a bit, which doesn't help the IT companies. So considering all that, there is definitely a little bit of pressure on the IT companies, at least as the market perceives. But having said that, I strongly believe that both Infosys and TCS are in for a steady secular growth over the next couple of years. The kind of business they have won over the last few quarters, the way they have pivoted their business towards the newer technologies, digital included, I think they're in for a steady return over the next couple of years. So for an investor who is looking at a steady, stable return, he can enter even now in both TCS as well as Infosys.
Okay, that's the one pocket of the market that definitely was slightly subdued today, but otherwise, what a strong day it's been, knocking on the doorsteps of 11,500. Once again, what a day, Anuj.
Yeah, what a day. 11,500 is what you have, Surabhi. And, the Bank Nifty also closing very close to its recent highs or its all-time highs. And the decline on the Nifty was from 11,532. I'm talking about the closing level. From 11,532 to 11,354. It's taken us 1 day to get back to almost that level. 11,400. It's classical 1 step back, 2 step forward kind of market, because it had 3 days of correction. Is almost all of that is gone in 1 day. That's the power of the move that you had today. In terms of individual stocks, well, you have NTPC, which was up 4%, but the big contributor today was Reliance, 3.5% higher on that stock. It had company from some big banks like ICICI, Kotak, SBI, IndusInd Bank, Yes Bank. Across the board, in fact, there was quite a bit of buying. GAIL was up 2.5%. That's, in fact, GAIL is ending at the highest point of the day. That's quite interesting. 2.5% higher on GAIL is what you have right now. Then you had HCL Tech, that was higher. On the way down, not too many stocks. Tech Mahindra down 2.5%, IOC down about 1.5%, and Infosys down about 1%. Otherwise, across the board buying and bulls in complete control once again.
Oh, absolutely, and bulls in control on the Midcap screen as well. The advance decline ratio is positive, almost 1,200 stocks advancing, about 980 stocks on the declining side. Let's come to the gainers. Arvind has had a good session for itself today. That stock's been up throughout the session, about 6% on that one. If you're talking about other movers and shakers, some of the financials, Repco Home, for instance, managed about a 5% up move. A couple of other names like DHFL, about 4.5% up on DHFL as well. You've got gains on Canara Bank, Karnataka Bank, Union Bank. So cutting across lines, I mean, private and PSU. Decent day for a lot of the financials beyond the index as well. Then there are names like Trent and Pidilite on the consumer side. Check out a stock like Dalal Buildcon, which again has had a roaring rally today. Dalal Buildcon ending with gains of about 7%. Then Jet Airways, good day for this one, 5.5% higher on Jet Airways as well. So plenty of names to count on the upside of the screen. HCC rallied because of the news confirmation coming in. This is what our colleagues reported earlier, that they're looking to monetize some of the arbitration claims that they're supposed to receive. And that confirmation sent the stock higher by about 8%. Let's now count the downside. There's been weakness. Jubilant Life, 6% lower over there. Allahabad Bank not participating in the rest of the financials rally, 3% down here. Vodafone Idea, another 2% gone from this stock. And a little bit of a cool off on a stock like Prestige Estates. Some of the real estate stocks have been very, very strong. Prestige was down. However, having said that, I must count in DLF, where there's a QIP underway. DLF is about 4% higher as today closes out. More gains on Interglobe as well. Let's not forget this one. Interglobe managing an up move of about 3%. Let's pull up SpiceJet and see how that's done. Jet, of course, as we said, has been up about 5-6%. SpiceJet taking a bit of a breather, down 4%. Well, on that note, let's go back and get final closing comments with all the guests. Ashwini, given the strength of this last 1 hour move, what would the advice be for tomorrow?
The advice would be that continue to buy the dips, because if you buy into the early morning gap up, chances are you'll get stuck at higher levels. But it's clear that the market has shown it has still more upside to go. But be cautious, because you have a 600-point rally on Bank Nifty. A 200-point decline will really hurt.
Okay, all right. Let me come back to you, Sudeep. Any fresh ideas coming to mind now that, I mean, the mood is good, sentiment is good, money is pouring in? Maybe any mid-cap name?
Well, Surabhi, I have been bullish on the chemical space overall, and I think that's one area where a lot of action we will see over the next couple of years. India is definitely going to gain upper hand in terms of manufacturing of chemicals. Nosil is a company which I think we are liking. It's in the rubber chemicals. It's, of course, the leading company in India as far as rubber chemicals are concerned. It's, about 5% global market share, expected that to move up to about 10%. With a lot of cost increases in China and anti-dumping duty coming on Chinese rubber chemicals, both in India as well as US, I think the prospects of Nosil, as far as exports are concerned, as far as domestic markets are concerned, are continuously improving. Yeah, last year was an aberration with a lot of tire pressure in the tire industry. However, the FY20 looks pretty promising, and we expect this stock to provide about 20% plus returns from current levels within a period of 1 year.
Okay. All right, gentlemen. We will then wrap it up on that note. Thank you very much for being with us and taking us through the close of what's been a very strong session.